Your toddler just won't stop screaming and you are ready to call the doctor and be like, hey, yo, I want to get my tubes tied. I'm going to fix that for you. I am Amber with 1898 Mama, and I am pumped that you are here. I come out with new videos on Tuesdays and Fridays, so make sure that you hit that subscribe button so that you're notified when my new videos come out. Now let's get into the bad toddler days. So I am a mom of 5. My oldest is 8 years old, and I feel like I have just been dealing with toddlers every single day since then. I ran a daycare up until just a few months ago with up to 12 kids at a time. And it's just always been toddlers in my life for the last basically decade. So I have dealt with a lot of temper tantrums. But there's always one child or two, depending on how many you have, that just are really, really good at getting under your skin with their temper tantrums. I have one of those right now. So let's go back just a few months. Pretend that it's January, you're in South Dakota, you're not really going outside a lot, you are stuck in the house all day long, and your toddler just screams at least once an hour for the stupidest things, if we're being honest. It was tough. And for a while there, I was like, you know what? No, just get in your room. I can't deal with you. Go upstairs. When you're done crying, come back downstairs and we can talk about it. And I did that for probably a good month straight. And actually, if you have me on Facebook or Snapchat, I'll link those down below. You got to see those wonderful days of mine. So after about a month, I was like, okay, something has got to change. I thought about it. I knew action needed to be taken. So here we go. I thought, what two things, well, that's not exactly what my thought process was, but what two things can change her attitude and just like distract her from being mad about whatever it is she was mad about that hour? Food, because let's be real, hangry is a real thing. And water. Every time she plays in water, she's happy. Every time she has food, she's happy. And this has worked for every single toddler I have ever met. Food or water. It always changes their attitude. So I was honestly letting her take sometimes even 5 baths a day because I was like, hey, you know what? Let's go play in the water. Let's go swimming. Let's go take a bath. And it worked. It stopped her temper tantrums. Now, if I couldn't sit in the bathroom with her, I would just get her a snack. I added in an extra snack time during the day, so now we are up to 3 snack times during the day. And if you are a homeschooling mom of any number of kids, you know that your grocery bill will skyrocket when you do that. So, sanity over money in that point. But these things worked. The snacks helped her and the baths helped her. But we just had a baby in December. Our routine got completely thrown out the window. I still had a little bit of a routine going, but it wasn't like it used to be, and everything was just hectic. So I had to get back into routine. I knew that if I told her what was going to happen, and this is how it wasn't going to go well. So I decided to make my older kids a routine chart. And when I got theirs up and kind of talked them through what was going to go down and how things were going to go now, I printed off my toddler. So she is 3 years old right now. I printed off my toddler a routine chart, a morning chart and a night chart. And I will actually put a link down below if you guys want one of my charts. It'll be totally free. Just hit the link down below and you can have the same exact charts that I have. It just won't say her name on it, obviously. But I gave her a morning time chart and a nighttime chart. And she was so excited about it because she got to be just like a big kid and it was part of her school day. And anyway, so routine. Got her routine down, figured out, because once your toddler knows what to expect, there's just a lot less surprises and there's less temper tantrums and things just go a lot more smooth. However, with those routines, you have to be consistent. If you are not consistent, you're just wasting your time. You're wasting your toddler's time. Your child will not take you seriously if you are not consistent. You could say one thing and then go for it a few days and then it's over. So then the next time you try to implement a rule or something, they're not going to think that you're serious. So you have to be consistent when you are ready to make change and keep at it every single day. There's obviously going to be a learning curve. It could last a week, it could last 2 weeks, however long, but stay consistent if you want change. Those two things really helped a lot, but there is some times where you still have to distract them from whatever issue it is that they're mad about. sometimes they just won't calm down enough to talk about what it is that you need to talk to them about. So distractions really help. So like I said earlier, obviously water and bath. Sometimes there's other things you can do too. You can ask Alexa to play music, have a dance party. I like to say, Alexa, play Cedar Mont Kids, and my kids automatically know that I'm basically going to dance with the toddlers when I do that. You could utilize screens and you could do YouTube, obviously, because we all have kids obsessed with YouTube, right? But if you don't want to feel so guilty about giving your kids screen time, you could do ABC Mouse, you could do My Signing Time. I will put links down for all these things down below. If you are interested, I have free trials for both of those things. You could check out Art Kids for Hub on YouTube. My kids really like them. They teach kids how to draw. Anything that's going to distract your kid from the overwhelming emotions that they are having. You could even just sit them down and just sit with them and be like, hey, I love you. Did you know that? You're awesome. And kind of distract them from whatever it is they're thinking about. That might work too. Another big thing with toddlers is you have to pick your battles. And it's not even with toddlers. This is just with life in general. My husband tells me this all the time. Pick your battles. And it's because it's true. So, for instance, it doesn't matter if your toddler's wearing striped pants and a striped shirt. Yes, it's ugly. It doesn't match. But it doesn't matter. And honestly, once my kids turn like 1.5, 2 years old, I don't even pick out their clothes anymore. That is on them because I don't have time to be doing that. So make sure whatever battle it is that you're in is worth it. The last thing that I did with my daughter when she was just above and beyond with the temper tantrums is I realized that she was probably trying to tell me something. And I don't know why it took me so long to have this click, but instead of putting her in timeout in her room or just saying like, you need to leave because I can't handle this, it's like, okay, she's trying to tell me something. So if I felt like telling her to go to timeout or felt like telling her to go upstairs, I would tell myself, you need to go spend time with her. Time in with your daughter, if you will, or with your son, whatever you have. So I would go and I would sit with her. And even if she was just screaming next to me, and obviously, real quick plug here, if you are sitting there and you're like just, because we've all been there, like just ready to punch something or just cannot handle it, obviously do not sit with your toddler. You need to get up and leave the situation. But sit there, take deep breaths. I like to teach my kids about dragon breaths. So when they're mad, I'll say, take your dragon breath. Show me how a dragon breathes. And it's, they're taking their deep breaths, but it's fun when it's a dragon. So take your dragon breath as a parent, as an adult. Say your prayers, whatever it is you need to do to just sit there and be with your child, but be calm because your child's going to feel your stress and it's not going to help the situation. So just try to be calm. When I did this, it made a tremendous amount of difference. Like almost overnight, it stopped. And I feel so bad now looking back that, yes, she was clearly telling me she wasn't getting enough time, which totally makes sense because I just had a baby. But sometimes you just don't think about the obvious things. So make sure that you're having time in instead of time out. I hope that these tips help you, and I hope it takes you from just like surviving through toddlerhood to actually thriving with your toddler and enjoying their company. Because I know that once I started implementing these things, it changed our days so much. Thanks for watching my video, guys. If you liked it, make sure you hit the like button and do not forget to subscribe. Bye. Time out real quick. Can we just take a moment? I got a new curling iron and it's one of those like bubble wands, and I will not say the name of the company because I don't want them bombarding your Facebook. It starts with an L. But I got one of those bubble wands and my hair feels like I should be in Texas. Like I can't stop looking at how big my hair is, and it's just a little too much for a stay-at-home mom. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe so that you can be notified. Why is it so hard for me to say this part?